Hey everyone, Eric with Rockin' Age TV, and guess what? I'm on vacation, so where do I spend my vacation? Here in the shop working on models. Why not, eh? So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I'm working on, and here we are. I've got a big project full of Kenworth T800s, and I'm adding CanaDakota floats to all of them, so I thought I'd show you how to do that. So what I'll do is I'm going to flip the camera around, and we will get started. Okay, so here is all of the trucks that I'm doing right here, and all but 3 of them have floats on them, and then they're all getting this particular bed too, by the way. Hey Mustang Nation, how are you doing? So this is actually a brand new 3D project I'm working on as well. This is a 24-foot, I forget the name, EBY, E-B-Y box. That's used in the forestry business. Yeah. Corey, good to see you. I am doing fantastic, Mustang Nation. So this, it's a 24-foot box used in the forestry industry, and what it does is you fill it with wood chips, I guess. I don't really know anything about it. I know this guy's been looking for someone to do this project for a long time, so here I am. And Farm Display Kid, good to see you. Welcome. All right. So let me get my camera just adjusted a little bit here. Whoops. I'm going to just adjust my gimbal so we can work and you can see it. There we go. Let me put you over here. All right. So there's really no magic formula to this. It's not real difficult to do. And it'll be even easier once I show you how I do it anyway. And I won't be able to see your comments now because now I'm working where I can't see you. But what you'll need is CanaDakota floats. These come in 2 parts, by the way, so you'll have to assemble these floats. And I actually have a video right here on YouTube showing you how to assemble these. The rubber on these tires is really, really stiff. So if you'll microwave a coffee cup of water for a minute, get that water good and hot, then take these tires, submerge them in the water, count to 50, it doesn't matter, and then you pull the tires out of the water, just wring them out a little bit, and then it'll soften that rubber up, and they go on these plastic rims a lot easier. But I'll show you that in the video. Then what you'll need is a drill with a 16th inch drill bit, because you'll notice, maybe not so well in this shot, but this pin that holds the front tires on, that hole is much smaller in the wheel than the pin is on the tire. The tire has these little gnarled edges on the end to keep the tire on. So we got to do a couple of things before we can put them on the truck. So 16th inch bit in the drill, and you can go in about 1/4 inch, but as soon as you feel yourself pushing, you feel resistance when you push the wheel onto the drill bit, stop, because you don't want to drill through this wheel, and these are $6 a set. Okay, and I've only got 3 trucks left, so we're going to do all 3. It is very rare that I ever have a DCP pin on any truck that I've ever put these wheels on. I've always had to drill a hole out on the wheel. It's just the way it happens to work, and it's not a big deal, so don't think it's a huge deal. It's just simple to do. You got to do it. Okay, now the hole still is not big enough in this wheel for me to easily push the pin onto the tire. Okay, it's still not big enough. And I fought it once, and I don't have like in between 1/16 And what is the next size up? Not eighth, but well, anyway, it's like 3/64 or something. I don't have. I need something between those two to get the hole the right size. So because I don't have that, what I did here was I put that pin inside my plier, and then I just twisted the wheel onto the pin and then pulled it back off, just like that. And that ensured that I've got the right size for the truck, or for the wheel, I guess, for the axle hole. How about that? We'll use right term. It's a bit of a tedious process, and I'm actually on number 18, 19, and 20 here. I've been doing this for a little while yet this afternoon. Really didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought it'd take quite a bit longer than this. Luckily, hasn't taken long at all. Only been at it for about an hour. Okay, last but not least, and I am totally in my vacation clothes here because it is a good day not to be at work. Instead, I work out here. Okay, the pins may fall out of these axle holes on the trucks. Don't worry about it, just put them back in. And there's two schools of thought when you put these wheels onto the axles themselves. Some guys, and I suppose if you're doing one or two trucks, this may be a good way to go, but they'll, excuse me, just a moment here, grab that by accident. Some guys will actually take and remove the front suspension because there's a pin here, here, there's 4 pins, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Take them apart and then press that axle onto this spindle with all of this disassembled. That's a reasonable idea if you're doing 1 or 2. I don't prefer to do that myself. I think I don't really like to jack with all this if I don't have to, only because once you start taking this apart, you always risk breaking pins, bending stuff, and then what do you do when you have this broken die-cast parts? I don't care to do that. Plus, then you have to go through and reassemble everything and hold your tongue just right, putting these spindles back on, get them on the right way, and then put this tie rod on, which in itself can be a bit of a trick. That and the tie rod is plastic, and you risk breaking that as well. So I like to leave it all together, less risk of breaking anything, and then I'll show you the trick that I use to put them on. Let me make sure I can get you in the shot here. Okay. So on a T800, there's enough room on the front and the back. You can get in with a bent needle nose plier like this, and you put your needle nose plier on the top of that pin, that axle, eyeball it, line it up with the hole on the wheel, and then just push it in. And you're done. That's it. Okay? Let's do it again. So to the back on the last one, let's go through the front on this one. Let's see if I can do this backwards because I can't see it hardly and keep you in the shot. You really can't see it because it's all dark down there, doggone it. Okay. Now because we took one of these little axle pins and mounted a tire on, or mounted the wheel on that pin first, you'll notice it took very little effort to push the axle inside the tire, just laying it on its side like this and then giving it some pressure. It took very, very little effort and is very quick all in all. Now you'll notice that the wheels, I put them on really tight. All of these models will not be played with. They're going to sit on a shelf, so whether or not these spin freely is irrelevant. These guys, whoever receives these, are not going to be playing with them. Like I said, they're going to sit on a shelf. They're a collector piece. Okay? Everything turns, so you could still position this, but the wheels are really, really stiff, and personally, I prefer that. I'd rather have that than have them And that way you ensure that the tires never come off that axle too. Okay, let's do a couple more. We only have 2 more and then we'll be done. And I'll get to any questions you may have asked when I wasn't looking. And you can kind of hear that fitting into that wheel too. And I like it. Okay, on this one, the axle kind of fell out. No worries, we'll get that fixed. Just use a tweezer here. See if I can get you a better shot. Now, with it being dark, if it was white, you'd be able to see it really easy. If the frame was white, I mean. And you'll notice I'm working over a towel, and that is on purpose. I always work on a towel because when parts fall off or I drop them or something, they are less likely to bounce away if they're on a towel than if they're on this wooden surface. And that's just experience speaking, that's just a disaster when you lose your parts. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I've got another project over here. Oh, I broke a grill right here. I had this truck right here, and I broke this grill taking it off this truck. This has all been repainted and reassembled, but I broke that grill. So what did I do? I bought a $25 truck for the grill. Gack. That's just annoying. But that's what you gotta do when you screw things up sometimes. There are really no aftermarket parts for Volvos, and luckily Volvos you can generally buy fairly inexpensive. And I went to a dealer and said, I just need one. I just said, I need a cheap Volvo for the grill. Sell me whatever you got. Okay, and we're done. That's it. Check that out. Okay. Now we can put this one in line with the others. All right. So there they all are. All of them now have these floats on the front end. And these are all replicas. This is a replica truck. I forget where we're at, but it's a replica truck, and the real one has front floats. So this is what the truck will look like when it's done. I'm going to actually have to shorten the frame 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch because my pivot point back here, and that's the pivot point. That's where the pivot point should be on this truck, is right here on the back. So we got to take out just a little bit of frame in order to make it work right. This is a test print, by the way. I ordered 2 of them. Here's what it looks like raw. Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to flip the camera around and check up on any questions you guys might have had. All right. Woohoo. Okay, let's see what questions you might have had. And, oh, cancel, can't do that. There we go. So we have Farm Display Kid says hello, welcome. Good to see you. David says hello, welcome to you. Farm Kid Display says, are you taking a display to the November Farm Toy Show? No, I am not. I've only been to if you're talking about National Farm Toy Show and up in Iowa, I've only been to that one time. And I don't know. I don't think I'm not taking any display this year, unless my friend and I decide at the last minute we're going to do something and take it to St. Louis. That would probably be the only place that I would go with a display. So that's all we're doing there. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. So, all right. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to let you go. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. That helps YouTube know that people like it and will help me help more people. So take a moment and subscribe if you would. I'd appreciate it. Also, don't forget you can catch me about every Monday night at Rockin' H Farm Quiz on Facebook, where I'm usually teaching some sort of live lesson on something. And right now, we are about to finish up a lesson on how to make a flat top 9800, well, or 9800 like International. We took a nurdle, chopped the top, gave it some paint, putting it on a DCP frame, and we're closing that up here in the next 2 weeks. So if you're looking there for something else to do on Monday nights, catch me there at 8:30 Central. Love to see you. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to let you go and have a great day. Bye.